Okay. All right.
Phil Grande has successfully taught tens of thousands of investors how to navigate the market with confidence.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande at philsgang.com. That's right, philsgang.com. Join my gang for 10 days. It's free. If anything, during that 10-day period, you're going to learn how the market really works. You're going to find information that you never had before. You're going to walk away and go, I didn't know that. So join my gang for 10 days free, philsgang.com. And you're also going to learn how to make money when the market goes down. It's kind of silly just sitting there when the market going down, hoping. Why hope when you can sell short and make money? Either way, you make money when the market goes up, you make money when the market goes down. That's the benefit of Phil's Gang. You make money.
Become a Phil's Gang member and receive the training, advice, and software that will take your investing to the next level.
philsgang.com. Sign up free for 10 days.
With the philsgang.com membership, we bring investors right to the floor, into the pits with Phil's daily live webinar classroom. Get inside market guidance on investing strategies. Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Don't have time to analyze and study stocks? At philsgang.com, we recognize that there are all types of investors, and we also recognize that your time is valuable. So we offer investing programs for all individuals. We offer investing programs for long-term and short-term positions. And philsgang.com provides quick and easy to understand investing videos that only take a few minutes to watch. With the philsgang.com investing programs, you will learn technical stock charting, how to execute your trades, and most importantly, you will gain the confidence to know when to get out of a stock and take profits. Sign up at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or give them a call, 877-600-GANG.
If you invest in the stock market, take a moment for this important advice.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande at philsgang.com. You've got to stop listening to the fake business news networks because they tell you what you want to hear instead of what you need to hear.
Phil Grande guides you step by step on investing.
You're going to know exactly what the tone of the market is. Do I sell? Do I not sell? Do I buy?
All you need to know is philsgang.com.
Check it out, philsgang.com, philsgang.com.
There's a lot of noise out there in the financial world. Bank failures, interest rates, bonds versus stocks. It's a lot. That's why it's important to find a voice of reason that can guide you through these volatile times. Phil Grande at philsgang.com is where you can find honest, helpful guidance to successful investing.
Get the knowledge and understand how the market really works.
And for a limited time, you can join Phil's Gang free for 10 days.
philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com.
Want to
The stocks discussed on Phil's Gang are not in any way a recommendation or solicitation to buy, sell, or hold. If considering acting on information presented, we first recommend you seek out a competent, licensed professional for advice. Get ready for the radio show that tells you what Wall Street doesn't want you to know.
Oh, I'm a money magnet. Money's coming to me. Money sets me free. I'm a money magnet. Money's coming to me.
It's your daily dose of how to manage your money. And now it's time for Phil's Gang on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. With your host, Phil Grande.
And good afternoon. Welcome back. Okay, this is the time of day. I take a break from trading. I share some off-the-cuff thoughts with you. Nothing's prepared. And just let you inside my head, whatever's in there. And just, straight talk. If you have any questions, you certainly can ask the question. I'd be happy to answer them. So, just before I came on here, I've been watching my GLD gold. Now remember, gold at GLD, that's up about 8%, and GDX, that's up about 13%. Now remember, the difference is GLD, okay, that's an ETF for gold, for the bullion. GDX, okay, is the ETF for all the miners in one bucket. And people often ask me, well, which one is the best? It doesn't really matter, but I prefer the gold bullion, okay, because it's closer to having the gold. I don't have to physically own it or have it. So, and I don't mind the GDX either, because GDX is good because better than bullion, because GDX you get real companies. There's earnings, there's some dividends, so forth. But don't panic. I was talking about this morning to my members. That, I don't know if you can see this on my Pro 2 here, the color coded chart where we went from red to green. Red, I designed this 25 years ago. What it does is, 25 years ago, I said to myself, why is it that they have to have these charts, these dumb charts, that all they show is red, then green, green, then red, then green, and which identifies if it closed on a low or high of the day. Who cares? So, who cares? What I want to know is money going into my stock or isn't it? Because that's what it's all about. It's all about price, which is money. And it's all I want to know. Where's the money going? So when you get a pullback like today, where it was at a high at around 42, I think it was a high around 42.66, then it pulled back to 41.19. Don't panic. A lot of people do this. Get me out, I'm getting crushed. No. First, take a look at your volume. Go back 5 days, and see if you got more buyers than you got sellers. If you do, you're fine. And the important thing is to look at your trend. That's the stochastics that's on the bottom of my Pro 2 color-coded chart. And you can see, here, I'll do this for you. You can see right here how they're wide apart. So even though it pulled back, it never disturbed my stochastic. It never turned over and crossed through my yellow line, which tells me the trend is still in place. And it tells me what the market maker is doing, or in this case, specialist is doing. He's just scaring out the tourist trader, because they always gum up the market and they like to scare them out in a bull market, and that's what they do to them. So you'll see often where all of a sudden you get one day, boom, it goes down, but don't panic. Count back even 10 days if you want and see, do you have more buyers and sellers? And if the answer is yes, and then you look at your stochastic, and as long as the stochastic red and white line are apart and they're still going up, that's all that is a head fake rally. Now, again, you always want to put stops in, trailing stops. So I was watching that, and the other thing I was thinking about that I'm going, I was amazed yesterday, and I don't know why. Nothing in the market amazes me anymore. But let me just get rid of this for you. These people are nuts. I'm telling you, they're nuts. So what happened yesterday, right? Take the idea of the inflation. They've been saying every time they raised rates, they'd always say at the FOMC meeting, oh, gee, look at that. We did good. It's working. It's getting closer to our 2%. However, inflation's still rising. It's always been a lie, because think what happened yesterday. Year over year, core CPI, that's the one I'm concerned about. From October to January, it went from 2.2 to 3.3. That's huge, okay? That's huge. But I'm waiting for the yields to soar. But the yields don't soar, the yields go down. So what the hell's going on here? So what happened was they announced reciprocity in tariffs. So the market rallied. But wait a minute, nobody signed an agreement. What is this crap? So here we got serious inflation. We got serious national debt. By the way, this is another thing that bugs me. No one understands. You know, they're all worried about inflation, going to take the market down, going to take the economy down, going to have a market crash, inflation. Yes, but that's not what's going to take us down. It's going to be the national debt. But they're not going to tell you that. That's what's going to take it down. Because remember, our Congress, those crooks in Congress, those crooks survive on debt. In other words, our country, our government is set up to survive on debt. Are you nuts? The national debt. And think of the national debt as I do. It increases about $7 billion a day. Think of the national debt as a breeding ground for parasites like inflation, or a Ponzi scheme, which it really is, a Ponzi scheme, where, remember, we're always borrowing money. On average, we're increasing our debt about $7 billion a day, and we're borrowing money with the idea to finance not only our bills today, but to finance our bills way out in the future. And it's a Ponzi scheme because we have no idea we can even pay this thing back. And people are in there buying this debt. At the same time, it causes inflation. At the same time, it screws up our economic growth. We don't grow. Because what do? They don't take the money and put it into productivity, into machinery and equipment, business equipment. They don't do that anymore. They do it, put the money into a company to buy their own stock back. But think about this. It is the national debt that's going to take us down. Because our Congress keeps borrowing more than our tax revenue. That's a deficit. And deficits are horrible. Deficit is like a cancer. And we live on debt, and we live on these deficits. And again, increasing $7 billion per day. Now, that causes interest rates to go up, yields. So Congress keeps borrowing more and more money. So our debt gets bigger and bigger, inflation gets bigger and bigger, and nobody cares. Why? Because like Pelosi, she gets very wealthy when there's inflation. Her vineyards go up in value. I read her artwork in 3 years was about $22 million. She doesn't want to fight inflation. What are you, nuts? And here's the other thing this does, and why we're going to have a severe crash. Not inflation, you have to be part of it, but it's the national debt that's going to take us down to like a 1929 crash of about, it went down it dropped about 80%, remember? Because what happens when Congress, as our yields keep going up, our interest keeps going up, Congress has to borrow even more money as yields are going up. That's insane. So that reduces the money that would be available otherwise to you and me as businesses, small businesses, which is the backbone of the country. That's called crowding out. So government comes in and crowds us out. Think of it like we're standing in line at the bank and we're going to go borrow money at 3%. All of a sudden, this big guy comes in, he jumps in front of the line, pushes us back, crowds us out, and he's going to get there first. And then when we get up there, the money's gone. This is what we're doing every day. The government is the bully. So, but there's not enough emphasis on the fact that we are going to have a crash. And we're going to have a 1929 style crash. But nobody's talking about that. So anyway, and the dollar, remember, is going to totally collapse. Totally collapse. If anybody doesn't think so, they're nuts. You'd have to be nuts not to think so. The dollar keeps on getting weaker and weaker. Why? because our unemployment keeps increasing, our prices keep going up because of inflation. That weakens our dollar. We have our rising export prices. That kills earnings. And our economic growth sucks really bad. So we got some real serious problems. But the market is going to continue to go up for some more. That's right. I think the market's going to continue to go to 6,200. I've said that before. I keep telling my gang members that. Now, the only way we can fix this is what Paul Volcker did in 1979 and 1981 when he increased inflation. I mean, interest rates from 11% to 20%. But these people don't want to do that. They don't want to kill inflation. They won't let them do that. The Pelosi's won't let them do that. The wealthiest people in Congress won't let them do that. They need inflation. They get super rich on inflation. My favorite thing is George Carlin. I promised I'd get that for you, and I finally got it.
You have owners. They own you. They own everything. They own all the important land. They own and control the corporations. They've long since bought and paid for the Senate, the Congress, the state houses, the city halls. They got the judges in their back pockets. And they own all the big media companies, so they control just about all of the news and information you get to hear.
Isn't that great? Isn't that great? Let's take a look at some stocks before I leave you. As I say, our gold is doing very, very well. We had a pullback today, but don't panic on it, okay? The only time you get concerned is when you start seeing your Pro 2 red line stochastic start crossing over the yellow stochastic line. And then if it breaks 80, that means your trend's breaking down. But when it breaks the white dotted line around 70, it's telling you your trend is broke. And that's when you start shorting because the market's going to collapse or the stock is going to collapse like GLD. But I told my members the other day, I said, expect at least a 2 to 3% correction shortly because we've had a great run. There's going to be some great profit taking, and then that's going to give everybody a chance to get in at a lower price. Let's take a look at, first of all, if you take a look at the spiders, okay, look at this. The spiders, we just, after this big rally, we just continue to go sideways up here since December. We're still going sideways, haven't broken out. I believe we're going to break out. I believe we're going to break out and go to about 6,200. I may be wrong. Okay, but right now my color-coded chart, which is never wrong, is turned green. The Qs, okay, same thing. They're going to break the Qs out. And I think the Qs are going to go higher, okay? And why? Why are they doing this? Why will it happen? Because everybody believes that we're going to go back to QE when they don't even understand we're in QE. I mean, QT, we're in QT. Tightening. Every country is selling their, including us, is taking our treasuries and saying, get rid of those treasuries, sell the treasuries, okay? And that's what they're doing. They're dumping the treasuries. They're dumping our treasuries. And why are they doing that? Because the dollar's because the inflation went up, destroying the printing of money, inflation went up, destroying our dollar, destroying the value of everybody's currency. So they're trying to get some value back and have access to credit again. So that's why they're selling treasuries. Okay, I'm going to go through some more stocks and I'll be right back.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
At St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, we're fighting against childhood cancer every day. At the heart of this battle are our donors.
Most of us want to make some type of difference in the lives of others. St. Jude does miraculous work.
The fact that no one has to pay, it's a place where everyone is treated as an equal.
everybody is welcome here. And it doesn't matter your religion or what part of the world you're from, all that is taken away. It just gives you some hope.
It's just a nice feeling to put your energy into something that really does genuinely make a difference in a child's life.
There's just no greater gift. If we have the ability to help, then we have a responsibility to help.
Finding cures, saving children. St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Find out how you can help at stjude.org.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande of philsgang.com. Over the years, I've successfully taught tens of thousands of investors how to navigate the market with confidence. Become a Phil's Gang member and receive the training, the advice, and the software that will take your investing to the next level. I have a team comprised of successful investors, all with proven track records. And Phil's Gang software is easy to use, painless to navigate, and tells you exactly when to buy, when to sell, when to hold, when to run like hell, even short. Learn about common market mistakes and how to minimize them. You don't have to be a seasoned investor to benefit from Phil's Gang and platform. No matter what level investor you are, my strategies for investing are designed to put you on the path to success. Sign up for the 10-day free trial to see our platform in action. Avoid market pitfalls and start winning with Phil's Gang. Learn more at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com.
Welcome back to the Phil's Gang Radio Show. Want to know more about Phil's Gang? Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264. Now, here's Phil.
And welcome back to my podcast, radio show. Every Friday I do this. Also remember, at 3 o'clock each day, I do a mini podcast and radio show, Monday through Thursday. So you can enjoy that. That's every Monday, Thursday. I do it on Instagram. And it's just like a mini radio show. And what I do during those 15 minutes, it's just casual. I don't prepare for it. I just, I take a break from trading is what I do. And then I just share with whoever's listening to me my thoughts. And they're just, let you get inside my head for good or bad. I don't know. But I just, as I say, nothing's prepared. And you can ask me questions. And it's been building up pretty good. People are enjoying it. So besides every Friday, you now can do it for 4 days a week, Monday through Thursday at 3 o'clock, just like my radio show. Listen to this. This is insane.
The deficit situation is out of control, that just structurally, even if nothing else happens, we're on course to borrow another $22 trillion over the coming decade, right?
That's exactly what I just said. The deficits are insane. They're talking about inflation because, again, let's worry about the national debt. The national debt is too big. It's horrendous. It's killing our dollar. Our dollar's getting destroyed. All these people I keep hearing say, the market's never going to go down. Phil's been wrong about the market. He's always saying it's going to crash, but it's never going to crash again. No, really? Then what you're saying is okay, we've gone from quantitative easing now to quantitative tightening. So you're saying now they're going to go back from quantitative tightening to QE? How are they going to do that when rates are are now running between 4 and 5%? And that's been since what? May 2023. So rates are up there. That's huge. When rates get anywhere near 5.3, 5.4, that's when crashes occur. So anyone saying that, they're going to come back, what's going to happen? They're going to come back to another QE. They're going to print another $14 trillion. Remember, they printed $14 trillion out of our 16-year rally of 800%. We have a 16-year bull market rally, 16 years, 800%. Remember how that was funded? It was financially engineered by printing $14 trillion, increasing the money side by $14 trillion so they could do QE, go in and buy treasuries to get the interest rates down as low as they could because the Fed rate was near 0.77. So they're never going to do that. They can't do that. That's why he said on January 29th when he said, we're going to have a pause on rate cuts. Of course, you can't cut rates right now. Rates have to go up. The problem was the people who run our Congress are thieves, are crooks. And what happens is they're very, very wealthy people. Not all of them. You got some good people there and some people even wealthy. Okay, they're very nice people. But my point is most of them want inflation because they become more wealthy with inflation. So the problem, again, is that if they have to, and they wanted to do this under Yellen, Aunt B, they wanted to do it under Powell, they wanted to do it, Volcker did. So you got to get that money out of the system. You got to get that inflation out of the system. It's been in our system for 16 years. You got to clean it out. Volcker did it between 79 and 81 by raising rates 11 to 20%. But see, people like Pelosi won't allow that to happen. She's a trader. She trades with inside information. She's making a fortune trading, but she's making more money with her assets. Not going to happen. So, and this thing that's going on right now with yields and reciprocity, that's all noise. That's all noise. Okay? The reason the market, I believe, is going to continue to 6,200, just like what happened in 2017 when Trump got his first year, all the giddiness and happiness and promises, the market went wild, went up 50%. It's the same thing we got going on now. Well, the promises and giddiness, the market could keep going up. That's okay. We'll stay with it and stay with our strongest stocks. And by the way, you say, well, what stock should I be in, Phil? Should I be in my growth stocks? Or should I be in value stock? Growth stocks like tech stocks, value stocks, like banks. Well, here, let's take a look and see what's going on today. So if you take a look at the growth stocks, by the way, growth stocks, they like low yields, okay? And you can see the growth stocks here, okay, have been going sideways. They're just starting to break out. They're just trying to break out right now, right here. See it? They're trying to get above that high back in January 2024. Not quite there, okay? But they're trying. But look what we've been doing. I mean, realistically, we've been in a sideways trading range, for God's sake, since December. What's that tell you? There's no institutional money coming in. Now let's take a look at how we're doing with value stocks. Look at the difference with value stocks have tanked. And if you're in the bond market, for people who are told to buy bonds, you got to be out of your mind. Okay, bonds. Oh my God, the bond market. You've gotten crucified. Look at this. You have gotten crucified. You had a little reprieve here, but remember, when bonds are selling off, interest rates are going up. When bonds are going up, interest rates are going down. Now we got right now, we got TLT going up, the bond market's going up, and remember what follows the bonds is the dollar, okay? But remember, our dollar is done. Our dollar, it's over. Our dollar is so bad, so screwed, okay, that the dollar, there's not going to be any value left of this dollar. I mean, we should have never had a Federal Reserve. And look at the dollar. Here it is. Dollar's going down. Okay, in my TLT today, okay, yields are going up, and my dollar is going down. That's unusual. Usually they follow each other. But there's a lot of unusual stuff going on in the market. So there you are. So growth stocks are still hanging in. Big sideways consolidation. Hasn't broken up since December. The value stocks, okay, again, are doing horrible, okay, horrible. Value stocks, they're doing terrible. And look at that, you can see it right there. I mean, just terrible. And the value stocks are just, they're getting hammered. I mean, stocks like now some of them are doing good, okay, like our JP Morgan, our Walmart, that's a good value stock, that's doing good. So there's some value stocks that are doing good, but overall you can see the money has been going to growth stocks. Now let's take a look at How are we doing with information technology? Everybody loves information technology, okay? Now, again, we got a downtrend. That's not doing well. Look at this. Now we have what we call a flag pattern here. But again, it's red, so it's telling you there's a low probability it's going to break out to the upside. Now, they're not doing well. Now, what if you go and say, well, I'm going to buy some discretionary stocks? They're not doing well. Look at this, trend's still down. Then say, well, okay, I'm going to buy some staples, consumer staples, okay, like Johnson & Johnson, which is one of our stocks. And look at this, those are doing well. Those are doing well, okay? Now, when you really take a look at what's going on in the market, the only thing that's going well right now is consumer staples, our gold, okay, our bank stocks, okay, and then that's really it, okay. Now, by the way, we've been shorting the egg, one of the largest egg producers in the country. And we started shorting that a few days back, VITL, okay, and our short's doing pretty good, okay. We got a beautiful trend. Look at this tremendous selling going on. We got low and a high, and look at our Pro 2, turned from green to red.
You got 5 minutes.
Yeah, I get a lot of people who email me about, they look at the chart and they see this chart and they see this one over here that looks like your chart, right? And well, what's this chart? Well, that's a chart we designed 25 years ago to follow the money, because your red and green just tells you did it close on the low of the day, the high of the day. It doesn't tell you anything. And I kept saying to myself, why can't somebody develop a chart that just follows the money? I mean, that's all you want to know, right? Is the money going into my stock or is the money coming out of my stock? So Pro 2 has worked very, very nicely. Look, it turned red right here. Now, when it starts going down and it's green, remember, you don't short it because it's still green. It's telling you there's not enough selling yet, so it protects you. And many times, it will turn yellow before it changes colors, giving you a heads up. This thing, 200,000 people have used this over 25 years, so it works. All right, so now the other thing is going on oil. Stay away from, as I said, banks are okay, our gold's okay, but stay away from oil, okay? Oil is just gotten crazy. It's all over the place. Energy, XLE, it's all over the place. I mean, why be in that when you can be in gold, okay? Or you can be in Walmart, okay, or Costco or something like that. It makes no sense. What else do we have here? Our tech stocks. Starbucks. We bought a little bit of Starbucks when it broke out, and it's doing very nicely, Starbucks. And we got, it started out beautifully because it had a high and had a low. That's a perfect pattern. And look at the trend. This is a beautiful trend. Look at this. See how wide apart they are? That means you got a beautiful trend, but you got to always check over here. Now, I'm going to tell my students, matter of fact, we should alert everybody, Willie, to take more profits on Starbucks and make sure they got to stop in because the volume's really starting to come back off. Yeah, volume's starting to back off on Starbucks, so you should take some more profits, set up your stop on that. Now, McDonald's is another one that everybody follows, of course, with Starbucks. And McDonald's, again, okay, we had this breakaway, so that means there's going to be an opportunity where it's going to come back and fill. That's why I don't like breakaways, because they'll always come back and fill it. But for now, we don't, it's a toss-up. We got a little more buyers, of course, than sellers, but we have what we call tweezer patterns here. See these? See how these are called tweezers? See these shadows? And that's telling you when they're bunched up like that there's some profit taking coming in. So it's not ideal to buy now. Wait till it breaks out. One of our stocks had a lot of those, and now they just got cleaned up. I think it was ALK, if I'm right. Let me see which one it was. I think it was ALK. And I'll show you because that's an interesting pattern you should learn. Talking about patterns, what people don't understand when they're the reason 85% of people lose money in the market, because they don't understand patterns. They don't understand how to follow the money. They don't want to know. They don't want to know. Okay. All they do is they think, well, if I can turn on TV in the morning, see CNBC or Fox Business, I'll just write down what stocks they're buying, I'll get rich. Or I'll watch Kramer and I'll write down what he says and I'll get rich. It doesn't work like that, okay? It doesn't work like that. All those people who are telling you buy a stock, they were already in those stocks months earlier. Okay, they tell you to get in at the end, All right, but again, keep your eye on IWM, okay? Very, very important. This is going to tell you when this market is really going to collapse, okay? So the bottom line is this. We know that our growth stocks are still going up because those are mostly tech. Now, they've been going sideways since December, okay? Now they're trying to break out. So make sure you just watch your volume. So in the growth stocks, okay, you have a lot of, like the S&P, for example. That's another one of our stocks. We're in all-time S&P. And SPY, that's loaded up with tech stocks. And it looks just like SPYG. See it? Starting to break out. But look, we are going to have a crash. Everybody tells me I'm wrong. It's never going to happen again. Oh, it will happen. You can't fight the tape, and you can't fight the Federal Reserve when they keep printing money to increase the money supply. You just got to keep going with it, and that's why I enjoy trading, because it's not complicated. Just follow the money, and my Pro 2 helps you do that. Just follow the money. All right, I'll see you on the chart.
Listening to Phil's Gang with your host, Phil Grande, on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Remember to visit Phil's website at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or call the office, 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
It's up to me.